The 4 pillars for me, positivity always overlaps. Everything you're going to hear me talk about, positivity has something to do with it. And again, I need to be the model for that. But our four pillars, right? You got positivity, okay? You got accountability, okay? And I'll go over to me what they mean here in just a second. You have authenticity, right? And then you have community, okay? Positivity, we know what that means. We've already talked about it with Pete, right? Accountability. I'm accountable to our university. I'm accountable to the name on the back of my jersey. I'm accountable to each other. How do I show accountability? In my opinion, it's take responsibility. One of the most important lessons I ever learned in college was that, I needed to find fault if I didn't get the result that I wanted, right? It's not just going to be because the coach didn't play me, it's his fault, right? What could I have done differently to change the outcome of the situation that I'm in? I go with that all the time right now. Even if I know that 99% of the fault's on somebody else. What could I have done differently to change the outcome? Because I feel like if I can say that, if I can find one thing, then I feel like I still have control. If I ever put it into somebody else's fault, I've lost total control over the situation. That to me is accountability. Right? Authenticity, and I talked about this. Here are my core values. This is what I believe in. This is what I will not stray from. But also being humble enough to know that there's room to grow. Right? And being humble enough to admit when you're at fault. Just be consistent. I see it happen all the time in recruiting, right? You go in one house and you're acting this way, or you're this way on the official visit and you're this way different, right? I mean, whenever they get there, just be consistent. I am who I am. I'm the freaking crazy dude running up and down the sidelines every single day when you walk in our building. That's me. Right? I'm the unathletic white dude who was a terrible player in college and couldn't tell you, don't be like me, right? But I'm going to surround myself with great people around me that can help you reach your aspirations. That's me consistently. I'm not going to try to be somebody else. But I also understand, man, I've failed so many times that there's so much more that I need to do to learn. I don't have the answers. Right? How can I be able to truly listen? Right? Because that's what we do nowadays a lot. And I've done this. A guy pisses you off. You bring him in his office. You want to hear why. If you ask why, you better be really listening. Not listening to respond, listening to get answers. I talked to somebody about this the other day with a leadership group, man. Right? I want to know what's going through their head. Right, wrong, or indifferent, man, it may be the dumbest thing you've ever heard. I want to know what's going through their head. So if you're going to ask them to speak, if you're going to ask them to lead, then be prepared to listen, right? Because I think that'll help you know a lot of what's going on. So authenticity to me is extremely important in the community. That's our university community. That's our city, unbelievable city. One of the things I got a bunch whenever I took the Charlotte job is nobody in the city of Charlotte cared about Charlotte football, right? So it's important to make sure that you can put a face with a name. Be out and involved. We moved downtown for that reason. I wasn't going to hear the head coach of Charlotte lives out in Huntersville, right, when I needed the city to wrap themselves around our university. We got a light rail that every student on our campus can take from the campus 7 miles to downtown. They can go to any Hornets, Panthers game they want to all year long for free, right? So how do we close that gap on those 7 miles? Well, I need to be down there. I need to go speak at every Rotary and Kiwanis club known to man. Right? I need, every time I have an opportunity to be able to tell somebody what's going on our campus, I need to be able to do it. That's part of my job with the community and our players' job to be able to share our story as well. Unbelievable up here, right? How do you make it bigger than yourself? We talked about the first slide, things that transcend the game of football. Right? That's Devin Kaiser. Devin is 10 years old. Devin has fought 4 different times, battles with cancer. He's had a bone marrow transplant. We did the jersey deal in year 1, right? You see it happen a lot around the country.